And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Howdy everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Plankton Rising. Now, Plankton Rising from the Op is in a series of games that started with Thanos Rising. They had Dark Eaters Rising, they had the Batman Who Laughs Rising, so there's several games in this line. This is the first one that's specifically marketed towards a family market. I mean, they're all family games, but this one is more even so for kids. It's easy for kids to get into. It's a cooperative game where together as SpongeBob and his friends, you are trying to stop Plankton from doing the same thing he does every night, Pinky, and that is steal the Krabby Patty formula. Here's how it plays. In this game, players are going to pick one of 4 different teams. If you're playing solo, you'd pick 2 different teams. You have SpongeBob's house, we have Squidward's house, we have Patrick's room, and Mr. Krabs' house. And if you take them, you will also get the matching character for each of those. You'll put the other characters that aren't used, if you're playing with less than 4 players, shuffled into a deck. And then you're going to place these friends and sometimes evil characters. You'll put 4 into the kitchen and 4 into the dining room. You also have over here the Krabby Patty, and Plankton is over at his lair, the Chum Bucket, trying to steal the Krabby Patty. And so each player is going to take a turn, and the first thing you will do in your turn is you'll decide where you will send your team. So let's say I'm SpongeBob, and so I grab SpongeBob, has this yellow symbol, and I say, you know what, I'm going to go to the kitchen. We then turn over the top card of Plankton's deck here, and Plankton goes to the living room. So we put him right here, he's in the living room. Each friend that's in the living room, that's all these cards here, get a time added to them. If they completely fill up with time, they're going to go away. If 10 of them go away over the course of the game, then players will lose. If I had chosen to go there, then each character on my team, which right now would simply be SpongeBob, would get a time added to them. So I got lucky there that Plankton went to the dining room rather than the kitchen. Then I'm going to roll dice. Now, SpongeBob, I look at the dice that SpongeBob is going to roll, and that's in his thing here. He rolls 2 reds and 1 yellow. The dice here have all the same symbols on them, but each color has an extra symbol and a double symbol of different types. So Patrick's going to be rolling for these characters down here. So let's see, I roll a trophy, an arm, and a ukulele. And I'm going to be trying to complete these different cards here. So Don the Whale, I need 2 ukuleles to get him. So I could assign a ukulele to Don the Whale, but I'd have to roll another ukulele on these other dice, and it's only on 1 out of 6 sides. Larry the Lobster, I could assign a strength token to him and then try to roll the BFF symbols on the other ones. So that's what I think I would do. You have to assign at least 1 die, and then you can re-roll. And I did roll another ukulele, but I also rolled a strength symbol, so I'm going to put that here. And I'm not going to assign a ukulele. I'll roll again, and I got a trophy, and I can't really put that anywhere. I could assign it to them, but I didn't complete anything, so my turn is over, and I get nothing. Let's try it again to see if I would have done better. Here I got 2 BFFs on 1 die, and I didn't roll what I wanted to, so I'm going to assign this ukulele to Don the Whale. So the ukulele or a strength would help me here. 2 ukuleles, so I would get Don the Whale. If you get what's on the evil person here, then you would put a damage token on them, and you get one of these special tokens whenever you attack one of those characters, and this can be used later on. In this case, it's a free BFF symbol. If you completely finish a combo or some sort of order here that's been done, then you will also get one of those tokens, and this is removed. This is how players win the game. They have to complete 7 of these. Now, when you take these characters, you will have other special abilities. So, for example, from now on, I can spend a ukulele to look at the next Plankton card and discard it or return it to the deck. I actually was hoping to get another yellow card because SpongeBob himself says if you have another yellow friend, you will get an extra yellow die. And as you get different characters, more and more of them will give you extra dice, so you may be rolling more dice per turn. But also in between every turn, Plankton's going to be moving. See, when Plankton moved, not only did he move to the kitchen here and attack everybody, but there's ingredients on his card, and he is slowly stealing away the ingredients. Here he turns over the tomato and the onion. And when this is completely full, you take them all off, you'll flip it over, and now when it's removed, something bad will happen. Here, time can't be removed from characters anymore this turn. Or here, add one to each friend on your team. Or here, shuffle all orders from your location back in the draw pile. If they're all turned over, then Plankton has stolen the Krabby Patty and wins the game. If 10 friends are lost due to time, if any one characters, like all the characters on my team, are lost to time, those are all ways for players to lose. The only way to win is to complete 7 of these orders. As they go away, more cards will be replacing them, and so you're going to go through the deck looking for the orders. To make the game harder, you can make it so that you need to do more than 7. I believe there's 11 in the deck total. That's kind of a quick rundown of how you play. Component-wise, this game is fantastic. I mean, you have this big Plankton on top of the chum bucket. I love how the Krabby Patty here turns into computerized things where Karen is helping him. The cubes work well. The art is really well done. You're going to come across so many of the different characters that you've seen there. Tom. What's wrong with Tom? There's Frank, Mrs. Puff, the Grubby Groupers, Scooter, Frankie Billy, Marty, Grandma SquarePants, Gary, Bubble Buddy, Barnacle Boy, Shrimp, Krabby Patty. You know, there's William Fancy's son the third, I hate him, and Man Ray. So you have all these different characters, and that's a lot of fun. I also like how here Plankton fits perfectly in these holes, which is kind of neat. And the dice are actually really good quality. The cards are okay quality, but the dice are really nice quality. So overall, yeah, really good components in this game. Now this game, all the Rising games are somewhat luck-driven. You roll dice, you assign a dice, but you're trying to set up combos. You're trying to mitigate your luck. You're trying to go to the right spots. All these games, if you don't have a good start, you're going to have a hard time, but you just start over the game again, and you can beat them. This Plankton Rising is easily the easiest of these games. You have the fewest dice, but you just roll the dice, and on your turn, you assign a dice to one of the friends towards one of your own special abilities, or you discard one, and then once you have no more dice, you're done. So you're trying to get these friends, and there's some luck, but it's fun. And now I'm an adult who likes SpongeBob. SpongeBob is definitely polarizing amongst adults. Some adults love him, some adults hate him. But I found that kids, for the most part, like him, and his laugh, and his friends, and Gary, etc. And so I think they'll enjoy this one. I like this one because, like I said, it's easier than the other ones, and I think the other ones can be tough. I think all the Rising games from Thanos Rising on are beatable, but like I said, this one leans more towards it, and if you think it's too easy, you just say you have to complete more orders, which makes it much harder. So you'll get a laugh out of seeing the different characters, talk about why Ms. Puff can't teach SpongeBob how to drive, and Larry going off showing off his muscles, but you're also chucking dice and trying to stop Plankton at the same time. The card deck has in it cards where Plankton goes back to the chum bucket and does nothing. Again, that makes the game easier. In the original game, the bad guy is always doing something bad. And so I feel like this one comes across better. So if you want to play a cooperative game with your kids, and I tend to like the SpongeBob franchise, this is not just a blatant cash rip-off game. It's a very well-designed game. I like this style game. I don't think you need to own all of them, or probably even more than one. Just pick the theme you like the best. And if you have kids who are fans of the Nickelodeon series here, then Plankton Rising is a game for you. Lots of fun for kids. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment, kid approved.